All right. So this is where your strength comes from. What are you most empowered by?
Most empowered by. Can you explain that question?
Okay, empowerment. It's more like kind of similar to your strength, but it's like what's driving you inside. Like I know you're already passionate about the new law, but like what are you empowered by? Like sometimes I'm empowered by my hair. Like what am I choosing to be empowered by today sometimes?
I think I'm empowered by knowledge.
Knowledge.
I realize that knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the difference in myself after law school versus before.
Mm-hmm.
And just the information that I've, acquired, which have led to a new set of people with the same like heightened awareness of different topics. Knowledge is power. So
Yes,
I'm always looking for that. And I'm always looking for people to look up to who can kind of mentor me and guide me and give me information and knowledge that I didn't have before.
Yes. See, that's one thing I need to like really learn about, getting the right information from people. Like sometimes I go to networking events and I meet these great people that are very successful. And the next thing is like, okay, keep in touch. How do I keep in touch? We email each other. All right. How do I not seem annoying, but learn from you?
Be annoying.
Be annoying? Okay.
Be annoying.
Be annoying. All right. That's one tip. And also, like when you're asking questions, do you know how no one wants to feel like they're being used for information. How do you learn from someone without insulting them?
Well, I don't think anybody, I think people who are successful understand that they got there because there was somebody who helped them get there. And most people I encounter, almost everybody I encounter, is willing to help me. Is willing to give me something because they see, like this lady's got something, special. She wants something more out of life. She's on to something. I want to be a part of it.
Nice.
She's excited about it. She's passionate about it. They recognize that trait and that quality, and they're willing to give information.
Wow. See, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of us don't realize that. Sometimes you just have to be that person that wants more, and people will help you get more.
Yes.
It's that energy. Energy is important.
People want to be around that.
Yeah, positive and motivating, and it's innovative. You're like, what's new?
Exactly. What's next? Because they want to be on the bandwagon of what's next.
Exactly. We all do. Right. So, yeah, okay. I got so much from this so far. I love this. I'm excited. What would you say you're most passionate about in life in general?
I am very passionate about raising my girls.
Yes. Beautiful girls. Shout out to the girls.
I am very passionate about that. I give 110% to them, their growth and their development all the time. I realize that that's very important, that that's a part of my legacy that I'm going to leave behind.
Right.
And that they're going to pass it on to my grandchildren, the way I parent them, the way I'm passionate about them. I just hope that they are passionate about their children the same way.
Yes.
And that's a legacy I can pass down to them. So I'm passionate. Like everything that I do, I mean, they see, they're girls, so they saw their mother go to law school. They saw her make a conscious decision to change my own life, and how that's very possible, and they're proud of that.
Wonderful.
And they will take that with them throughout their life. So they're definitely my number one.
Wow. So I know they were a big consideration when you decided to go from teaching and then move all the way to Chicago to go ahead with law. How were they doing that process? Like,
so they, they trust me 100%, right? Because they know that they're my number one, and I'm mom. You have naysayers. You're going to move all the way with those children, concerned parents and their grandparents. But they, at the same time, they trusted me too. They know me, right? And this is something I've got to do, something deep within me telling me that this is the right decision to make. And sometimes we can't clearly see what's next, but I knew what was behind me was not for me anymore. So I couldn't go behind. I couldn't stay where I was. I had to go forward. And they were definitely going with me. That was not an option.
okay.
So I saw it as an opportunity for them too. They got to grow up in a city with lots of culture. They made lots of new friends and are a part of a really strong education system here in Chicago. They've had the benefit of having. So I thought about them, and I knew that I would take good care of them.
Yes. See, you trusted yourself. Look at that. And you trusted the pull. Something said move, and
That's
you
right.
moved.
Exactly. It was a pull. Yep.
Wow. See? Okay. I got so much so far. So this is one. Okay, class. You are classy to me. Since I met you, the way you speak, the way you stand, your posture, your presence. No, I think I was slightly scared of you the first time I met you. Because you were asking me a question, so and I was funny. I have to have the answer, and I'm scared.
You're so funny. I'm so sorry. One of my girls says, "Mom, you've got the lawyer look. Can you back off my tutor a little bit? You're gonna scare her." I'm trying to.
But you're awesome though. When you're like laughing, smile, but when you're about your business. Mm-hmm. So what is this? The questions. I'm like, ooh, that is funny. Okay, so I'm not the only one.
No, you're not.
You've heard it before.
Yeah, because my fiance tells me, he's like, "Honey, why don't you remember to smile? Because you don't want to intimidate people." It's like, okay.
You're like, okay, sorry. That is so funny. So where do you get your class from, and why is it important that you are classy?
And it's interesting. It's not something I thought about. It's the people like Kristen who pointed it out to me, and then classy. Friends, as I've grown up. But I was raised in a sheltered, I grew up in the church, up in the South. Everybody grows up in the church. Was it Baptist? It wasn't Baptist. Okay. It was Church of God in Christ. It was Kojic. So it was very restrictive. I couldn't wear makeup. I couldn't wear pants. I wore dresses all the time. And I guess when you're in a dress all the time.
Yeah, you can't help it.
You can't help it. I'm not sure. And I think, my mother, she always corrected my grammar. My aunts were very sophisticated and, loved fashion and loved pampering themselves. And I loved watching them. My family, I would say my family, I get my class from my family. My mother was very reserved. She didn't engage in gossip. And I respected that. I rose above the fray, very, very fair, in my dealings with people, and, kind of righteous a little bit. I hear you. So I definitely family. It's not something I just was dropped in this world. Classy, doesn't happen. See,
I feel like I was kind of born in a similar situation with Baptist church, and my parents would correct my English because I went to a public school, and it's not that it's just your teachers teaching you, it's your classmates teaching you. So I was trying out slang like ain't. I synced this. My grandma heard synced, and she said, "You saw, you what?"
Exactly.
It hurt her feelings. She's like, "You spoke perfect English not too long ago. Like, what is wrong?" I'm like, I still, I have to correct myself because I hear an accent and I have to try it out. And it's like some people get a little insulted, but I'm really like, if I hear a country accent, I start talking. Yeah, I can't help it. I just try it out, and I try to stay as professional as possible when I have to. But I have a little slang, a little swagger in my voice. But I love that, and I understand, the coming in that background, and you want to be righteous, you want to be right with God, but different things kind of change as you go, but you still that essence is still the same.
It's still the same.
It's still there.
And then my favorite subject in high school was English, and so literature. So you're reading Shakespeare. That language is very elevated,
right?
On the vocabulary. And then I taught that for 10 years. I taught high school, so Romeo and Juliet, and then the classics.
Yes.
So you cannot love that and read that and not somehow embody it a bit.
Yes, it's just like growing up. Participating in theater. I was mostly a technician, but you get that theatrical feel. Like sometimes I talk and people are like, "Are you in a movie right now? Like this is real life. What are you doing?" whatever you're exposed to. So class came from your family. That's amazing. From your upbringing. So this is like the last question. We got through it pretty quickly. Now I want to talk more. So what would be your statement for the masses? Like, what would be your prime advice for the world if you could talk to everybody?
My advice is to go after your dreams, but in a systematic, structured fashion.
Tell us.
Plan your dreams.
Plan it.
You've got your goal. This is what I want, and now how do I get there? And take the time, just a little time, to map it out and plan it, to assess the risks. There are going to be risks. Don't be afraid to take them, but take calculated ones.
Nice.
so that you can succeed, so that you'll do it again. So you'll make another goal for yourself and assess the risk and plan and achieve it. Or, even, and then let's say you do this and you don't quite achieve success. So then you change your plan a little bit, alter it. Don't throw it away altogether. And so be persistent would be the second thing. Yeah. Know what you want. Know that you're going to achieve it. Plan. Be persistent. And enjoy the process, enjoy the process. If you're going after something that you love and you're passionate about, the fact that it's not easy won't be an issue. You'll enjoy that.
Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process and plan so you can do it again. I love that. Do it again. You don't have to just achieve one goal and then be done. That's my story. That's my life. This is not a movie. This is real life. Keep going.
Yes, because I did law school. I passed the bar the first time with the children.
Wow.
I, came out of law school. There were not a ton of jobs for everybody. So I had to
different.
I had to be different. So my first year I did document review, which is not a glorious job for any lawyer knows that.
Okay.
And then the next 2 years I was blessed and I got the job at Big Ten Network through a friend of mine who saw my passion and admires me and it's like, look, I want you to be here. I want you to do this.
She was our Olivia Pope.
So I enjoyed working there for 2 years. Got to meet Kristen, got to meet tons and tons of strong, great people who were willing to support my goals. And I can feel like I can go to any of them right now, people at Fox in LA. But, like I just said, you have to have a plan. So when I knew my time was up there. There was nowhere. I knew what I wanted, and I couldn't get it there.
Okay.
Then that meant that I needed to
get it elsewhere.
Yes. So, which is where I am now. I am working with the chess industry and helping them secure corporate sponsorships to promote the sport of chess, to push it into mainstream culture. So that's a project that I'm working on.
Nice.
And so that's kind of my client. I won't name the chess club that I'm working with, but they're my first client, I guess, on my own that I'm doing developmental consulting with. And then I'm shopping for a firm to join to bring my first client with me and get other ones.
Get it. I love it. I love the vision. See, and there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
With games too, like gamers are winning.
Exactly, which is the fun part about this, because I get to get in on the beginning of something and help them, like almost kind of be their Olivia Pope, as you call it.
See?
Coming in, identifying all of their strengths and weaknesses and assessing, the assets of their entity and saying, okay, well, this is what you need to do to be attractive to a corporation, so they'll want to sponsor your organization, and then helping them achieve that and kind of. It's a process, but I love it. It's fun. I like to.
That's the passion part of it. Yes, doing what you love. Getting paid to do what you love. That's the dream right there.
Yep, right. And I think we can all have our dream.
Yeah, we can. Know when to leave and move on.
Exactly.
And set your goals so you can do it again. Achieve.
And leave right. Leave in a positive place, because your reputation is very important.
Yes, it is.
And just to be able to be bigger than the other guy, because everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. People want to pull you down and talk about you, and you be aware of that, but I'm not going to get down in the dirt with you.
Hello.
I'm going to show you another way.
Right.
I'm going to achieve my goals.
Rise above, huh?
Rise above.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm excited. I was able to be a part of this.
Yes, I'm glad you sat down with me, and I'm so honored. I'm really honored. This was a great sit down. It was a great story. You have a wonderful story, and I'm very much inspired. Even more, even before, like I was already inspired by you, but even more now. So thank you so much. So I hope you all have gotten a lot from this. This was Rhonda Coleman. She is strong, empowered, and classy. Do you mind telling people I am strong, empowered, and classy?
I am Rhonda Coleman, and I am strong and powerful and classy.
Hey. All right, guys. Keep watching on JaneThaneProductions.com and stay inspired, y'all. Bye.
Yeah. Show you what it's like every single day. Putting in the work, ain't no other way. Everything you see in your dreams can come true. thinking about 55 at 21. Had my wisest friend telling me my dreams were starting young. I let go of that extra back.